Hey everyone, and welcome. You know that feeling, right? That little knot of anxiety you get while you're standing in the passport control line? Well, if you've ever felt that, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive into how to master that super important conversation at immigration.
And hey, it's a totally normal feeling. Think about it. You're in a brand new country. You're probably tired from a long flight, and now you've got to face this uniformed officer for what feels like a really formal chat. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be stressful? Not at all.
So, let's talk about how we're going to flip that anxiety into pure confidence. See, here's the secret. This whole interaction, it's not some random pop quiz they're throwing at you. It's actually a predictable script. And the best part, you can totally learn your lines. Okay, this is probably the most important thing to get your head around. We have to reframe this whole moment. It's not an interrogation. They're not trying to trip you up. It's just a simple, straightforward conversation. The officer has a job to do, a checklist to run through, and you can actually help them do it way more smoothly. All right, so let's do it. Let's break this whole conversation down, piece by piece, because once you understand the why behind each question they ask, you'll know exactly how to answer, and you'll be able to do it clearly and with total confidence. So you step up to the desk. It pretty much always starts the same way, a polite but very direct request. This is it. This is the official start of the whole thing, the opening line to that script we've been talking about. And here's the why for that first line. The officer's main job right at that moment is super simple. They just need to confirm two things: who you are and if you have the legal right to enter the country. That's it. Your passport proves your identity, and your visa proves you have permission. So, what's your line? Well, it should be just as simple and direct. Something like, yes, here they are. Or even just, here you go, as you hand over your documents. That's perfect. It's polite, it shows you're cooperative, and it gets the whole thing started off on the right foot. And here it is, the big one. This is probably the most common and definitely the most important question you're going to be asked. Honestly, this is the core of the whole conversation. Your answer here really sets the tone for everything else. Now, the officer isn't just being nosy. They have to confirm that your reason for visiting, tourism, business, study, whatever it is, matches up with the kind of visa you have. They're just checking the boxes. So honesty and clarity, they're your best friends for this question. So look at this answer. See how simple, honest, and specific it is? It gets right to the point. It answers the question without rambling or giving a bunch of extra info they didn't ask for. There's zero confusion, and that is exactly what the officer wants to hear. Okay, so once they know why you're there, what's the next logical step? They need to know how long you're staying. This just helps them make sure you don't plan on staying longer than your visa allows. Again, it's not a trick question, it's just part of their process. Now, this is a fantastic answer. A-plus stuff, really. Why? Because it's not just a response. It shows you're prepared. You give a specific time frame, 2 weeks, and then you proactively offer proof. Mentioning that return ticket is a pro move. So this little two-step approach, it's basically your golden ticket to a super smooth experience. Step 1, state your plan clearly. Step 2, offer up proof without even being asked. Mentioning your return ticket or your hotel reservation, it just screams, I'm a legitimate, organized traveler who has their stuff together. All right, so we've taken the conversation apart. Now let's build your toolkit. We're going to go over the exact words and phrases you'll need to communicate clearly and get through this with ease. First up, the word visa. Super important. Honestly, just think of it as your official permission slip to be in the country. And it's really crucial to know what kind of visa you have. Is it for tourism, for studying? Because that directly connects to the purpose you're allowed to give for your visit. And that brings us to the word purpose. Don't let this formal sounding word trip you up. All they're asking is, hey, why are you here? That's it. So your answer should be just as simple and direct as their question. Here's a great word to have in your back pocket: sightseeing. It's perfect. It's universally understood. It clearly says, I'm a tourist. And honestly, it's one of the most common and totally accepted reasons for a visit. You can't go wrong with it. Okay, another word: intend. When they ask what you intend to do, they're really just asking about your plans. What have you got lined up? They want to see that you've actually thought about your trip and aren't just showing up with no plan at all. That can sometimes look like a red flag to them. And look, as you can see here, your answer can be super, super simple. Just pick the one that fits your situation. For vacation, for conference, to study. They're all short, they're direct, and they get the job done. Just pick your line and say it clearly. And last but not least,
Never underestimate the power of just being polite. Seriously, simple phrases like, here you go when you hand over your passport. It's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference. It just signals that you're cooperative and helps the whole interaction go that much more smoothly. Okay, so we've broken down the script, we've built up your language toolkit, now let's put it all together. Let's recap the core strategy that's going to let you walk up to that passport control desk feeling completely cool, calm, and collected. Really, it all boils down to this super simple 3-part strategy. Number 1, be clear. Give simple, direct answers. Number 2, be prepared. Have your documents ready to go. And number 3, be polite. A please and thank you go a long way. That's it. If you just remember those 3 things, you've basically mastered the whole conversation. You just can't go wrong. Remember that anxiety we talked about at the very beginning? Hopefully, it's starting to feel like a distant memory, because now you get the script, you have the words you need, and you have a clear strategy. You're prepared, you're confident, you are absolutely ready for this.
The world is out there waiting for you. And that little conversation at passport control, it's not a barrier anymore. It's just the first step of your next amazing adventure. So the only real question left to ask is, where are you headed next?